Upgrading your thermal paste, is it worth it? Today on Tech Crazy, we'll be testing out to see if changing your thermal paste on your CPU will have any effects on how well it cools off. We start off by stress testing the CPU for 30 minutes to see how hot it gets within that 30 minutes. The CPU we are testing is a Core i3 550. At the end of the testing, the core temperatures were 58 degrees Celsius on Core 1 and 57 degrees Celsius on Core 2. Once testing was done, we took off the heatsink, we cleaned the CPU in the heatsink with isopropyl alcohol, then replaced the stock thermal paste with Arctic Silver 5. After reassembling the heatsink, we put the CPU through another stress test of 30 minutes. The results were not what we were expecting. The CPU actually ran at a higher temperature. Core 1 had a new high temperature of 60 degrees Celsius and Core 2 had a high of 58 degrees Celsius. After these results, we tried a different pattern for the thermal paste down and tested one more time. Once that test was complete, we got an even higher temperature with 61 degrees on Core 1 and 60 degrees on Core 2. The total difference between the stock thermal paste and the Arctic Silver 5 thermal paste was about 3 degrees. Now that could have been a few different variables. Could have been time between testing, how much cool down it had, did the CPU actually cool down that much? There was a few different things. Now we did try different patterns and a little bit different amount of thermal paste. There was no big difference. 3 degrees is not going to change the performance of your PC. But it does show that the stock thermal paste is actually a pretty good quality thermal paste, and you can leave on there and run it just fine and you won't have any overheating issues. Now, should you change out your thermal paste? No, not unless you're changing out parts, because once you take it apart, you need to put down new thermal paste for it to work properly. But if you're thinking about just changing it out to speed up your PC, it's not really worth it.